Hello, welcome to Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. For executive producer Hurricane Lopez, my name is Danny Deals. Today I would like to talk to you about ticker symbol GMDA Gamida Cell Ltd. This video was for a viewer of mine who asked for an update on the stock, Adrian Mickelson. Adrian, want to say I appreciate you watching my channels, and here is an update on GMDA for you. Full disclosure, I am long this stock. I've been building my position quite aggressively after it pulled back here a little bit, and I think I am up about 15% on my position overall. And one of the things that I've been hearing about this stock over and over and over online, places like StockTwits, Yahoo, Webull, wherever you might be, it's got to fill the gap. It's got to fill the gap. Um, from FDA approval, it shot way up to like a buck 60, and it was a dollar for people are saying, oh, it's got to fall back to a dollar 10. Absolutely incorrect. You guys don't really know how to look at charts. The day before the news, it was already up to a dollar 40 briefly, and then afterward, it fell back to a dollar 30. So I don't know how you do math, but like you know, the gap has been filled. So that's just the first thing. Listen, turds, the gap has been filled. So this is the chart. Like this is it. Like this is April 17th. And on this candle, the low was a dollar 15 and the high was a dollar 40. And then you go over here to 419 and the low on that candle is a dollar 30. So high over here on the 17th of a dollar 40, low over here on this candle of a dollar 30. I don't know how else to say it, but this is the bottom line here, guys. The gap has been filled, turds. The gap has been filled. There is no gap. I don't know why people keep saying this. It's a meaningless thing. Like, okay, they see this gap, but the real gap is here to here. It's like a tiny gap. It's from, dollar 40 to a dollar 48 and came all way back down to a dollar 30 and it rode along a dollar 40. So that there is no gap. So stop talking about a gap. Second thing that's going on that's fairly interesting is I'm going to zoom back out. So I'm not supposed to show this short interest, but while the short interest has decreased, the current short score is 76. The short's been relatively flat over the last 3 months, but something that's very interesting and somewhat rare, and we talked a little bit about this online, is that while the short interest as a percentage of the free float has gone down a bit from 9.4 to 8.1 over the last 7 days, free float on loans similarly gone back down about 20%. The shares on loan have gone from 9.5 million just 7 days ago to 7 million. That's a reduction of 25%. Days to cover have gone down by 30%. But something very interesting, the cost to borrow has actually gone up 9% the last 7 days from 105 to 115%. So if the free float is only shorted to the tune of 8%, why is cost to borrow 115%? That's the answer is simple. There's no sellers in this stock. Not at this level. Not when you can calculate what the revenues are going to be. And that's by way of an update, I'd like to take a look at the Seeking Alpha article by Brett Jensen. Now, Brett, I've seen some of his stuff before. The guy, he's hit and miss. He's a bull, I feel like, and if you read down at the bottom, he's long the stock. I'm also long the stock, so I don't have any short position, any hedge. I don't have any stop loss in the stock, and I don't know what exactly his position is, but he disclosed that he is long the stock. So anyway, Seeking Alpha, April 28th, 2023, Brett Jensen, Gamida, the die is now cast. Today, we circle back to Gamida Cell, recently garnered long-awaited FDA approval and bolstered its balance sheet. The company also raised new capital, slashed expenses to support the rollout of newly approved Omasurge. What comes next for Gamida shareholders? An updated analysis follows. Um, when last we visited Gamida last summer, the company was eagerly awaiting the green light from its FDA for its primary drug candidate. The much anticipated approval came last Monday. Given that, it seems a good time to put Gamida back in the spotlight. An overview. Israeli headquartered Gamida is focusing on developing treatments for blood cancers and serious blood disorders. Currently, the stock trades around $1.50. Of course, it's back up to about $1.60 right now, but very similar. Buck 60 million market cap. The company's primary asset is a candidate called Amid Cell. I always butcher these names. I'm sorry, but in any case, Amidabicel was developed off the company's NAM platform technology. This platform permits Gamida to expand multiple cell types, including stem cells and natural killer or NK cells, while maintaining the original phenotype and potency. Recent developments. Dubicel was approved to treat individuals that are 12 years or older with blood cancers planned for umbilical cord blood transplants in the United States on April 17th. It's designed to boost the production of neutrophils. This is a type of white blood cell to reduce the risk of infection. The stock spurted up on the news. Gamida used this burst of investor enthusiasm to raise $23 million in proceeds via a secondary offering. The drug is also well known under the brand name Omisurge. The therapy in studies demonstrated neutrophil recovery and fewer infections compared to the placebo group. Analyst commentary and balance sheet. Analysts given the dormant Gamida throughout 2023 until last week's FDA approval, so there was nothing going on. Since then, Needham with a $6 price target, JP Morgan with an $8 price target, and HC Wainwright have all issued buy ratings on GMDA. Approximately 7% of the outstanding float in shares is currently held short. There has been no insider activity in the stock since the third quarter of 2022. They had just under 65 million in cash at the end of last quarter. Marketable securities on the balance sheet. Cash burn has been a major overhang for the stock, spending too much money, losing a lot of money. And they also have some debt. So higher than expenses, but they just cut expenses. Gamida posted net loss $80 million fiscal year 2023, and before last week's capital raise, had just enough cash on the balance sheet to fund operations through the third quarter of this year. The company closed a $25 million convertible loan from Highbridge in December of last year. Gamida took recent steps to reduce its quarterly cash burn, including the company discontinuing the development of its preclinical NK cell therapy candidates, included GDA 301, GDA 501, GDA 601. The company will continue to enroll patients in a phase 1 for its candidate GDA 201. This is another cell therapy pipeline asset developed off the company's NAM platform. Gamida also reduced its workforce by 17%. The primary focus this year will be efficiently rolling out its just approved therapy, Omisurge. The verdict, as they say in Latin, lecta alea est, or the die is cast in relation to Gamida. The company and stock's future will be determined on how fast it can build sales traction for Omisurge. Fortunately, about 80% of individuals that receive this therapy come from about 70 transplant centers across the USA. Gamida will be initially targeting 10 to 15 of these. For Omisurge, management has stated that from manufacturing, account management, marketing perspective, they are a full go for launch. So even without a partner, management is ready to go. The target population will be 2,000 to 2,500 individuals annually. So this leaves a small and known customer base. Almasurge will carry an average price tag of $338,000 per patient, according to the company's chief commercial officer. That means that if the company's projections are correct, they could see eventual sales north of $600 million annual sales at its peak. Currently, consensus $15 million revenue this year, $60 million revenue next year. And the whole thing, they're saying, basically just depends on how fast they can ramp, how fast they can reach peak sales, how fast they can reach these patients. That's the whole thing with the stock. So that's GMDA. Really good article on Seeking Alpha if you would like to check it out. The gap has been filled, turds, so I wish turds would stop talking about these gaps. But seriously, let me clear these drawings and just take a look at this chart. Chart is extremely bullish, with the cost to borrow. I just see this move like there's no room on this chart to go down. I just don't see where you're going to go. The uptrend here, I think, is going to be continued basically from the time, I don't know. I mean, I just look at this chart as extremely bullish because it's not, we've already filled the gap. We're short interest is going down and cost to borrow is going up. Institutions are going to be buying the stock. I mean, Novartis already owns like 4% of the shares. I just see this stock is ready to explode. The volume is broiling like 4 million shares last Friday. I think this stock could make a big move this week. I don't think it's really done anything as far as coming off. All it's really done is come back to this off the hysteria in March with the balance sheet. It's just come back to where it was and built support. So stock hasn't even made a move off FDA news. And like JP Morgan, they don't give out like the $8 price target. It's not like some of these other analysts where they're just throwing these targets around. Everyone who's analyzed this thing says this drug should sell like 600, $700 million per year once they get ramped up. So current market cap is like 1/7 or 1/6 of that annual sales target, or 1/5. I don't know, my math is terrible, but who needs math when you're working with stocks and numbers. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for taking a look at my Gamida Cell Therapy Limited video, ticker symbol GMDA. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, please leave them down in the comment section. It is Sunday, April 30th, 2023, time's about 1 p.m. Ticker symbol GMDA. Should be an exciting week. Thanks for watching Unpoco Moss. For Hurricane Lopez, my name is Danny Deals. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk at you again this coming week.